I could do a blog right now and call it the 10 best things to do to get massive, and the first one could be do the dance of joy. It really could be. I swear that was an angel. Don't even need to worry about it. Simon the Board A-hole here, along with Gerald the fitness mascot. He's there to make you feel good about working out. And Stanley the Games Giraffe, he's there to give you some kind of motivation, because look how ripped he is. If you're wondering why a grown adult plays with toys, I don't know. It just happened organically. But after perusing the internet this weekend, I stumbled across just a bunch of such stupid advice that's actually out there. And look, it's not from any sort of notable source, but that's not the thing, right? You can still type this stuff in and you can find web pages that actually tell you this stuff is accurate and correct. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit down today and I am going to poo-poo it all. Now, if you want to give it a go and you want to try it, I implore you to do so. Sometimes we have to make our own mistakes and maybe you find out, oh my gosh, this actually does benefit me. But I really do think that this is some of the worst gym advice that you can actually find online. The first is that there are people out there telling you you don't need to worry about form. Now, to give them their due, usually their point is that people overly worry about form and they're forgetting about strength, or they're forgetting about loading the bar or whatever up. Basically, they're not lifting enough weight in order to promote muscle synthesis, and that has a certain degree of smartness to it, right? It's everything in moderation, everything in balance. Of course, you want to be focusing on form first and foremost, otherwise you're probably going to injure yourself. But if you're doing bicep curls with a couple of twos, after a while you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to have any process and you're not going to evolve. You're going to basically be like a dinosaur and you're going to get destroyed by a giant asteroid that comes down and destroys the world. But other people take this so much further as well, and they basically say you don't need to worry about form at all. You should cheat on every single exercise and you should just worry about trying to break the muscle down using strength alone. And I just think this is absolutely crazy. You're going to injure yourself, you're going to get hurt, and then you're going to be sat on your ass at home eating Cheetos wondering why the hell you did it. Now, I am not against cheat curls or some form of cheat exercises. Like if you're doing a pull day and you want to finish it off with some, I don't know, cheat hammer curls. So essentially you've got a couple of dumbbells in each hand and you're actually sort of really, giving them a bit of a swing so that your backwards momentum allows you to get them up and then you can focus on the negative rep. I think that's a really tremendous thing to do. But should you be doing that with, I don't know, deadlifts, squats, bench press? I mean, probably not, because you need to start slowly and then slowly make sure you're incrementally going up in weight before you maybe hit the target or the goal that you're aiming for. But I think people have forgotten how fragile we are as human beings. Like the fact we go to the gym is pretty nuts.
Oh man, let's pick up that really heavy thing and just swing it around our heads.
You need to be careful. You don't run out into the street when you're trying to cross the road. You look left and you look right and you make sure there's no cars coming. And when you're sure the coast is clear, that's when you cross the road.
Thinking we need to act. Whoa, Seth.
If you want to do the equivalent of the gym, just go, then yeah, sure. Go into the gym and do a bicep curl and just put 100 kilograms on. Just put 200 kilograms on. Who cares? All that's going to happen is you're going to go, and you're probably going to tear your bicep off the bone and you'll be out for ages and you'll have a weird looking bicep. Look how weird it looks. Following on from this is people that say you don't need to warm up. You're wasting your gym time. Once again, it always ties into this. Just go and do a bunch of heavy lifts. Now, you could probably warm up in the gym in 10 to 20 minutes. I think 20 minutes is preferred, but I get it. You're on a clock and you need to do whatever the hell you need to do in order to get your entire workout done. You can't spare 10 to 20 minutes in a single day. How busy are you? And I know you're not that busy because Arnold Schwarzenegger warms up, The Rock warms up, I presume Brad Pitt warms up, I don't know, I'm just throwing him in there, and they're all workout dudes, so if they can find the time, why the hell can't you? And you'd be like, oh, I don't care what the excuse is, you have to warm up. Just do 10 minutes of cardio and then do 10 minutes of dynamic stretching, which is just stretching with a bit of a bounce. And make sure you do your working, or make sure you warm up to your working sets as well. So if you are doing bench press, you're back to 100 kilograms. I mean, there'd be a better way to do this, but just at the top of my head, do 20 kilograms for 10 reps and then go up to like 40 kilograms and do 8 reps. Just slowly ease your way into it. Prepare your body for what is about to come. This is the same deal again. You don't get in a car for the first time and the driving instructor goes, floor it, pal. You go, rrr, and you go flying off into a wall. No! You take your time. Of course you take your time. There is no rush in the gym. There is no such thing. I mean, there will be now, but there is no such thing as speed lifting. Of course, there'll be something called speed lifting because it's 2021, but you are really walking a fine tightrope. Warming up and warming down in many ways is just as important as how intense you are in the gym, because you have to prepare yourself for it, but also afterwards you need to prepare your body to recover, and you want to make sure you're putting yourself in the best position where you have longevity. Who wants to lift weights for 3 years and then get so injured they can never lift again? If you are that person, you can do whatever you want, But then what are you going to do for the rest of your life? An oldie but a goodie next, which is don't lift weights, otherwise you'll become bulky like a man. Now, this kind of ties into two different things. The first is that sometimes a girl gets told this, and you're like, well, maybe the girl wants to be bulky. Also, bulky like a man? What are you talking about? You either want to be muscular or you don't want to be muscular. That's not, I mean, in the old days,
Oh, that's so masculine.
we're past that now, and we should have been past that now. You want to be a jack woman, be a jack woman. You want to be a jack man, be a jack man. You want to be a jack goat, be a jack goat. You're allowed to be jacked. There's no rule here, pal. But also, it's born out of this idea that all you need to do is lift heavy weights, and all of a sudden you get absolutely massive. Do you know how much I want that to be true? It's not true. It's not true unless you have superior genetics. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If you have superior genetics, and all you need to do is start lifting weights, and all of a sudden you're as big as a house, you will be so happy, and you will just be so over the moon that all of a sudden you're going to love the bulky look. Because it's like anything. When you get a football player, for example, or any kind of sports star that doesn't really have to try at their sport and they're still phenomenal, usually their coach or manager is like, well, they don't train very hard because they don't have to. And the ones that do become Cristiano Ronaldo or LeBron James or Lionel Messi or somebody like that. And it's the same with the gym. Sometimes you get people that are cheating on their diet and they're not pushing themselves in the gym as hard as they could because they know their body is going to take care of them anyway. And these people are also known as assholes because we're massively jealous of them. There are people that I read on a website. Again, it was something like feminine.com, but still there's like,
Oh, you shouldn't lift weights when you go to the gym because you're going to turn into a big mass monster.
even if it does happen, if you want to be a big mass monster, all the power to you. One of the strangest was don't go to the gym and do functional life activities instead. And I sat there for ages just staring off into space like, what the hell is a functional life activity? And after doing a bunch of research, what I think they mean is like, be a builder, or work on a construction site, or basically do some form of heavy laboring where every day you are using your muscles. Now, I'm sure if you have seen a builder or somebody like that, you will have noticed, oh man, they are kind of bulky because yes, they are lifting weights or whatever. Not bulky, but they look like they kind of work out even if they don't go to the gym. I just counterpointed my own point, doesn't make any sense. There is some logic in it, but like if you want to get into super duper shape, I think you're going to be needing to work out a little bit more specifically as opposed to what is my job. Also, what if you're a computer programmer and you love being a computer programmer, but you want to be a ripped computer programmer? You have to quit your job and go enjoy the construction industry, which you're allowed to do, should you so wish. But isn't it easier to remain being a computer programmer that you're passionate about and just get a gym membership? And maybe they mean go into a wood and lift up some heavy stuff, but all of this seems so complicated. Like where I live right now, if I was going to go to some kind of wood and hope that there was heavy things, I'm going to have to drive for miles. The gym is like 5 minutes that way. And of course, this one is out there too, which is don't do cardio, just lift weights, because cardio is sneaking around and trying to eat your gains. But the one that really blew my mind is that this goes a step further and people start telling you for cardiovascular exercise, I mean, you think the clue would be in the name, you just need to do weights. So if you're trying to burn fat, do weights. If you're trying to build muscle, do weights. Now, of course, you are going to be exerting you're going to be burning some calories when you weightlift because you are, again, exerting yourself. You are active. But it is so minimal compared to getting on a treadmill or a cross trainer or going to do some kind of sport that it doesn't even stand to reason. You are making it so much harder for yourself. The way I always break it down like this, and you can disagree, it's your life, you know what you want and what you don't want. When you go to the gym to lift weights, you're trying to build muscle or you're trying to sculpt yourself or whatever it may be, right? You're trying to do something muscular. When you're trying to burn fat or get in good cardiovascular health, you do cardio. Just keep it nice and simple. Stop trying to avoid cardio. That's the only reason this thing exists, is that people are trying to avoid cardio at all times. Hence why there's, put this freezing belt on, all of a sudden you lose fat, or wear this ab device, or put this ball into your head, and all of a sudden you'll drop 32 pounds. The easiest way to drop body fat and to try and lessen your waistline is to do cardiovascular exercise. And that ties into another one that I saw, which was like, man, why would you go to the gym running? Just run outside, don't have to pay any money. Some people like going to the gym running. That's why. Who do you think you are? Everybody's different. You think you're like the be all and end all when it comes to people's opinions? If you're having a great time running outside, you're still going to probably spend about 200 pounds on shoes. Doesn't make any sense. All this stupid advice is out there. I could do a blog right now and call it the 10 best things to do to get massive. And the first one could be do the dance of joy. It really could be. I swear that was an angel. Don't even need to worry about it. But there's no rules to this stuff. There should be there should be a barrier to entry. Otherwise, all this advice just runs wild and it confuses people, especially those that are just starting out. And I'm sure there's a bunch more as well, but these are the most ludicrous ones that I did find. So as always, if you stumble across something and you read it and you go, huh, or maybe you actually want to do it, just go and get a second opinion or type it into Google and see what other people are saying, because you don't want to waste your time. There's enough trial and error when it comes to getting in shape to begin with, but you don't want to go off the beaten path even more than you already have. Now, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Get the bell ding-dings. You know other videos are going live. There is another video right there on the screen, or will be in a second. Give it a click. SimonMills.BigCartel.com for merchandise. Patreon.com/Simon316 if you want to support me there. What else we got? Twitter, Instagram, Simon316. The Greg Doucette Power 13 cookbook out now. Link in the description below. Use code Simon15 for 15% off. Eat well. It's important. Otherwise, you have a damn good day, and I'll see you on the next one.